Hey, sorry for the squeaking in the background as my dog's playing with his toy, but this is a video about muzzle training from another trainer, and there's some really great things in here I want to talk about. One is that we are advocating for the use of muzzles. Muzzles are a great tool that's often kind of villainized and made to seem kind of scary, but muzzles can be a really great safety tool if there's a situation where you think your dog might bite or you know your dog has bitten in that situation in the past. A muzzle can help keep your dog and those around them safe. Muzzles can also be used for things other than bite prevention, like just preventing your dog from licking stitches after surgery or preventing dogs from picking up stuff on walks like goose poop or things like that. So first of all, I love that we are advocating for muzzle usage in a responsible way. Second thing I love is that we are creating positive association with muzzling, right? They're doing putting the muzzle on for a short period and then taking off and giving a treat. But I want to talk about a way we can teach this even smoother and even more positively, because I also see that the dog is at first kind of like rearing his head back and trying to move away from the muzzle. So I want to show you guys how we can teach muzzle training in an even smoother process where the dog is actually excited and enthusiastic from the beginning. Okay, so I have my dachshund Rizzo here, which is why I have this tiny little muzzle. And I'm just going to distract her a moment, but I'm going to start holding my muzzle like this from the side view. The shorter part is the top, longer part is the bottom, and I have the straps folded back so they're not hitting her in the face when we start. And I'm going to hold this in my hand where I'm covering the hole in the bottom. She's done this before, so she's excited. But the very first thing I'm going to do is just put some treats in here. And you can see those treats are in there. I'm going to hold that out to her. And if your dog loves treats and has never seen a muzzle before, most of them are going to put their face right in there. And I'm just going to do that over and over. Put a treat in, let her eat that treat out of the muzzle, right? We do that a bunch of times. Eventually, my dog's done this a million times. Rizzo's done this a bunch of times. Now I'm going to show her the muzzle without the treat in. Yes. And when she puts her face in, I'm going to use my marker, my yes word or my clicker, whatever you're using. Yes. And then I'm going to feed her through the muzzle. So I'm kind of feeding them in through the top, or you can push them in through the bottom, whatever is easier. And I'm going to toss a treat away for her to move away again. And then when she comes back, yes. I'm going to mark and treat in the muzzle again. She's kind of bringing her nose out in between because she's looking for that treat. But I'm still going to just reward her in there so that we're building, yes, that positive association. And as they get used to it, they should start to keep their face in there, yes, a little bit longer, expecting that treat. Now, if you have a dog who's had a bad experience with a muzzle before, then we want to start a little bit differently. I'll usually start just putting, yes, that muzzle on the floor and letting them check it out. Occasionally, I have dogs who haven't had any bad experiences with muzzles, but still are kind of, yes, freaked out about the idea of putting their face into a muzzle. So in that case, same thing, I might just start by putting it on the floor. And I'm going to say yes and give my dog a treat when they just check that muzzle out and slowly work up to holding it, yes, and putting their face in it once they're more comfortable with it. It also can help sometimes to, Rizzo's about to knock over my camera. She's so excited about this. Sometimes I see people sit in a chair and hold the muzzle like between their knees or on their lap. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I knew that Rizzo was gonna knock that over. But anyway, those are my first two steps to teaching muzzle training. The main difference we see here is that Rizzo is excited about putting her face in the muzzle, and that's a really important component, that she is the one actively putting her face in instead of me forcing it onto her face. That's just gonna feel a lot more comfortable for any dog. Nobody likes things forcibly put upon them, right? So same for us. When we have that choice, that agency, we feel more confident. It feels more fun, or at least less stressful. For me, a good example is going to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist. I feel more comfortable now that I have a dentist I trust, and I know that I can tell them when I'm ready to start, and that if I ask for a break, they're gonna stop, right? So same is true for our dogs. If they get the choice to initiate, then that really helps. Now that doesn't mean that we won't keep working on it. Eventually, my goal would be that the dog is really comfortable wearing the muzzle for longer periods of time and we strap it on and everything. But in the beginning, I want my dog to be comfortable all the time as we gradually and slowly step that up until they're really, really comfortable wearing that muzzle. So I hope that this helps you guys get a good positive start to muzzle training. If it's something you're interested in working on with your dogs, I would love to see any questions or other thoughts or tips that you guys want to share in the comments.